जी
कब से जानते हैं आप मुझे? कितने साल हो गए?
about 29 years.
कितनी दफा जो है हमारा शुगर लगता है आपस में and people start taking
या
it
बड़े अरसे
seriously.
से जानते हैं लेकिन जान नहीं सके.
And people start taking it seriously. पोस्टर शोस्टर बन गए.
We were just messing around. Let them know that we're just messing around. I just always pull your leg,
Yeah.
and you have to pull my leg back,
Yeah,
right?
bilkul.
This is how it works, and you know the people must be thinking that they're making memes out of this. There's nothing serious between me and Nauman.
नहीं तो
It's all good. We're just pulling the legs. That's all.
ओ भाई तो इसका मतलब है इनकी मेरी तो फिर आपने पता नहीं क्या कर देना है. He almost kills me on the set.
Yeah, you know. Should I leave now?
No, please. You are very much a part. Okay, now tell me one thing. That this.
You just killed my marketing then. I was just about to sign a big deal.
मेरे
with them.
आज TRP क्या हुई होगी?
No, this reflects people watch us at least. So this is the sole consolation, David.
It was just all planned. Let them know it's all planned.
Absolutely.
And what we did is just we was trying to get a more TRP. We just wanted to, you know, this is the favorite guy of mine. You know, I like to pull legs of him. So it's okay.
And
Relax.
But you know his leg pulling. He's missing one still.
Yes.
Okay, so now getting on to Shine Shafri setting the tone today with that maiden over.
2 legs. Both legs.
Both right. He was bowling on both legs.
Well, we all know he's a top-notch fast bowler. Again, Lahore Qalandars must be thanks.
ये कराची किंग ने कुछ नहीं किया क्या?
Hold on a second.
अच्छा सही है.
If only Karachi Kings asked us to give us a job, then we'll talk.
You are not anymore Karachi King.
लाहौर में
Again,
चांस है.
Shine Shafri is a compatible.
भाई दूसरी एंड से
Is
कराची के
replicate करना चाह रहा था performances अपनी. You know, आज थोड़ा सा माहौल फर्क था. You know, as Ajju said, Ajju has trained them and it worked wonderfully well. You know, Hasan Ali, Shine Shafri, because you know many people doesn't know this thing that Ajju put in a lot of hard work with these guys.
Yeah.
You know, take no credit away from this guy because he worked really hard.
Thanks,
Again,
Shoaib.
Yeah, that's your
But
wife.
this is serious. This is not
Okay.
a joke.
Okay, my point is that you know आज थोड़ा सा ना शाइन शाफरीदी को मिक्स एंड मैच के साथ जाना चाहिए. करे जरूर, लेकिन विकेट अलाउ नहीं कर रहा था, बॉल छोड़ नहीं रहा था. You understand? He was not allowing this. You know, the wicket wasn't allowing to just bring the ball
Just
in.
Get through.
Can't skid through because it's not Dubai, it's Sharjah. The wicket holds the ball.
Yeah.
See, it doesn't let you come in. But you know, mix and match again. Once you're top of the game, now as a fast bowler, I'm going to talk about, and the gentleman's going to like that. You got to check the batsman every now and then.
Yeah.
If he's just falling back, that is the place. Must hit them. And once Pakistan has shown the strength in the last game, please do not lose the authority in this game. You did that well in the bowling area, but in the batting was not on a satisfying level that I could, you know, I say that, you know, कि Pakistan ने अच्छा किया. But Shine and Haris, and then complemented by Hassan Ali, it's brilliant. And when it comes to spinning, you know, the Hafiz, इमाद बहुत तगड़ा करता है, ये सारे शादाब बहुत तगड़ा करता है. You know, हमें रेट ही क्यों नहीं कर रहा था नुमान? कौन रेट कर रहा था हमें वर्ल्ड कप से पहले? All over the world they're saying this is the team that, you know, okay, we're gonna, you know, we're just gonna walk through them. Easy, no problem. But now everybody is saying this is the world-class team. The world-class team, the world champion has to act
for T20s.
Yes.
नहीं शोएब की बात ठीक है, कोई भी रेट नहीं कर रहा था, इसलिए पीसीबी भी रेट नहीं कर रहा था. उन्होंने 4 चेंज किए.
और उनमें से जो है couple of changes they worked
उसके बाद थोड़ी सी उम्मीद बनी है. और ये टर्निंग ट्रैक नहीं था शोएब, जो मुझे लगा ना स्लो ट्रैक था बहुत. टर्निंग होता है ना, बहुत ज़्यादा टर्न हो रही होती जहाँ पे, ये स्लो थी, बिल्कुल लो आ रही थी. जैसे बोल्ट ने और सऊदी ने ट्रैप किया रिजवान को, 2 फील्डर पीछे लेके शॉर्ट ऑफ लेंथ बॉल के वो यहीं खेलता रहा एक, तो क्या नेट रन रेट ऊपर जाता चला गया. और ये तो खुशकिस्मती आसिफ अली था, वरना ये मैच बहुत मुश्किल हो सकता था हमारे लिए.
Okay.
जैसा
So we actually made a mess of it. शहनशाह अफरीदी दिखा दीजिए. So this is the first over. David, this guy is good.
He is very good, and what he does by habit is get the ball full to see if it will swing. Now, the other day it did, today it didn't, although the one that goes across nearly found the outside edge, which is also valid. But when it doesn't swing, you just have to make a mental note very, very quickly and say, okay, what do I do next? And I think Shoaib's made some very good points. He knows the bowling, the business of bowling quick and opening the bowling far better than I do. But when it doesn't swing, you can change your length. You look at the batsman, you follow the batsman for sure, and you come up with another plan. And if you're captain, you give him 2 overs, you try someone else, you save him for later, he comes back, he does a good job. Again, I'll make the point, that bowling unit today, at the end of that 20 overs, they walked off saying 135 to win, we can do that. We've done a good job so far.
All right. So your words on Shaheen Shah Afridi now shaping up in this tournament for Pakistan. Pakistan, they have already won against India and New Zealand. Of course, you cannot take it for granted, but now they have rather simpler matches in terms of competition. They may well find Afghanistan spinners doing the trick, but how do you see them now building it up to qualify for the semi-finals?
First of all, let me speak on Mr. Ruff.
Yeah.
Or Shaheen,
Yeah.
Afridi apparently. I think he made his debut in the PSL.
PSL.
Yeah.
And when I first saw him, I'm saying here again, coming to Pakistan for a reasonable number of time, another find in terms of fast bowling unit. And certainly he have done his bit. He would have bowled well throughout that particular series. That's why he's presently in the Pakistan setup.
Yeah.
And you as coach, well done.
Yeah, man.
Well done, Rakib.
Look, they got a real good talent. They just needed a good platform. And I think 3 years back, Haris Rauf was playing with a tape ball, and now he's
one of the best,
one of the
bowlers
best.
in T20 international
I
cricket.
think what we did with him is send him 2 seasons in Australia by his own. So when you go there alone, living in there for 6 months, you learn a lot.
Learn a lot on the field, I suppose.
You need to learn
Everywhere.
everything off the
Can
field.
I say actually, in all
On the field
seriousness,
and off.
going out of your own comfort zone to another country to play in another team and fight your own corner is very good for this, for your personal strength and your personal education. So you learn about other people, but you also develop as a character yourself.
दूसरा डॉक्टर पता है कि बात ये है कि जो आपके अंदर हर एक बॉलर के अंदर या बैट्समैन के स्पेशली बॉलर्स के अंदर जो नेचुरल उनका एक टैलेंट है ना जिसमें वो आउटस्टैंडिंग है, आप उनको शुरू वहाँ से कराओ। जब वो 2-3 साल में इस्टेब्लिश हो जाएं, देन वो कुछ और चीज़ें सीखें।
Variation, you
जब
mean that variation
मेलबर्न
should come-
स्टार ने भी हमसे पूछा, do you have any ballers? We have relations with them. So we send them the videos, and then they say, oh, this one is good. So the best thing Maxwell did to Haris, he asked him, where do you want to bowl? And he said, okay, after 10, anytime.
Yeah.
So last year he was the #1 T20 bowler in the world.
Yeah. So if you could see Haris Rauf. जी राशिद भाई
नहीं फास्ट बॉलर बात करेंगे ना
अच्छा लो जी शोएब उमर अजहर
Umar Ismail, he was the best death bowler.
Yes,
Pakistan
best
ever
death
had.
bowler in the T20.
आई थिंक सब कुछ कवर हो गया। जिस तरह हम शाहीन की बात कर रहे हैं ना, तो आई थिंक वो टीम ने भी उसको एक रोल दिया होगा। उसका अपने भी एक रोल है कि मैं नए बॉल से जाके मैं विकेट ले सकूं और टीम को जो है एक चांस वहाँ पे विकेट दिला सकूं। और जिस तरह वो दौड़ रहा है बड़ा ज़बरदस्त जी हारिस जिस तरह मेरे ख्याल से उसको कॉन्फिडेंस मिला लास्ट जो इंडिया के अगेंस्ट जो हम मैच जीते ना, तो उससे उसको और भी ज़्यादा कॉन्फिडेंस मिला। जिस तरह वो अपने वेरिएशन का यूज़ कर रहा है, स्पेशली जो पहला ओवर जिस तरह गुप्टल को उसने फॉलो किया, वो रूम बनाना था लेकिन उसने फॉलो किया, उसी में उसको विकेट भी मिला। तो आई थिंक उनसे जो बड़ा प्रेशर था ना कि इंडिया से हम कभी हारे नहीं, तो एक तो उस जीत से जो ना सारे प्लेयर्स की जितने भी हमारे प्लेयर्स हुए उनको फ़ायदा हुआ। और काफ़ी क्रिटिसाइज हुआ बिफोर द वर्ल्ड कप, लेकिन उसने शो किया कि हाँ यार मेरे में एबिलिटी है और मैं कर सकता हूँ।
Okay, but you know, though we said enough about Haris Rauf, he's a great T20 bowler.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep him as a T20 fast bowler. The question.
Yeah.
But that is a very major question. Yes, we're gonna keep him as a T20 fast bowler. Will he be able to bowl about 4 spells in Test matches?
Again,
Question number one.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's too early to
It's not
to play
early.
him.
He played the Test matches and he played the one days, and we have seen him struggle through. because he can use the variation, he can use his off cutters, he can use his yorkers, he can use everything beautiful that he struggles in a longer format. But though we are in a good situation that he bowled beautifully, and no one is a better fast bowler like him in the T20s than in the world. There's no question about it. Now he needs to set up the goals. But hats off to him, the way he utilizes his brains, his smartness, his variation, the yorkers, the bounces, you name it. This guy has it. I mean, today that he looked more smarter than a Shah Afridi.
He's
But
not
to be
the
very
biggest
honest with
guy.
you.
He's not the biggest guy, really. And you spoke about maybe him taking that next step if he wants to become a great
Sir.
in Test match cricket,
Sir.
all that sort of stuff, 50 match cricket.
Sir.
But what I know for sure, is the fact that he'll have to tune his body.
Yes.
He's got to get himself fitter.
Yes.
All these are the things. And as you said, and I think that's the perfect answer, if he wants it.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shoaib, he didn't play the test matches, but like what you're saying,
days he
like
played.
one days, he needs to be more consistent at hitting the areas all the time. T20 and one day cricket is slightly different. T20 cricket, you have to bowl 24 balls and you're trying to bowl a dot ball. While in one day cricket, you have to be more consistent with your line and length. I think what he was missing before, when he was criticized a lot from the people in Pakistan, he was the highest wicket taker for last 2 years and still people were criticizing him. I don't know why. And we were sitting here and the people of media criticizing him. You identify the talent, this is our talent and we have to back him. Okay, so now it's up to the management. If they see this guy is good for T20 and Pakistan is full for the talent, like you got a test match bowlers, you have to pick and choose, from the different bowlers. So this is our T20 bowler, this is a one day bowler and this is our test match bowler. So this is the management role to give them a platform to go and perform. So now, like I said yesterday, Shah Afridi is the leader of this attack. He's a wonderful bowler. He's been playing all 3 formats. Okay, T20, one days and test matches. We have to make him, save him for the future so he can play for Pakistan for next 5 to 7 years. We don't want to break him because he's been playing PSL, he's been playing T20 format in England. So we need to look after these guys.
Yeah, but
Tare,
Shoaib has a point.
Sorry,
Shoaib has a point
Sir.
that nobody stops Haris from
play,
graduating to one day international, the test match cricket.
yeah,
But he has to develop certain things.
Quickly. In T20, the batsmen are attacking you. You have to outsmart. You got to think before they think. This is what called T20. But in the one days, you have to set it up.
Yeah, that's what I said.
You have to set it up. And for that, you have to bowl a longer version of the overs. Yes. I'm saying in a favor of him to go places after this. But we have to see. But I'm really happy that this day and age that we have to create 3 teams. And 3 types of fast bowlers, that one is going to play the T20, another one is going to play the one days, and at the same time, these are test match fast bowlers. That I totally agree. But these are new days of age, and we're living with it.
Sana, we have talked enough about Shah Afridi. He has been absolutely brilliant. He has been Pakistan's spearhead. We have talked about Haris Rauf. Shoaib has a point. Azhar has a point. We need to now pick and choose in terms of their workload, and we have to see that who can deliver. Because in Test match cricket, I personally feel that what we have lacked the express, genuine fast bowlers. And Haris, if he works on it, may well actually give us the result.
It can be.
Yeah. So, but at the end of the day, now Asif Ali is one man we all were criticizing just because the other day we were talking about. Yeah.
Not
Not you. No, not him. But the rest of us were criticizing.
Not me.
You want it?
You weren't here, otherwise you would have.
That's why, yeah.
Let me make a comparison here. We had in the Caribbean a guy by the name of Sheldon Cottrell, who made his mark at T20. For some reason, the coaches and the folks on the selection panel decided because he had done so well in the T20 format, we're going to elevate him to Test match cricket. He soon found out the hard way. So you got to train your mind to it. You've got to want it yourself. And I'm not with the notion that sometimes coaches come in to tell you, this is what I want you to do. You've got to have a mind of your own as well, thinking, well, you can be part of that. And then there's a discussion and see.
The only
Wait,
three
to
years
move for,
history behind him.
And only 7 first class matches.
Only 7 first class games.
And the same
Only 500 lesser than Viv. and about 431 less than you.
Doctor, your facts, your facts.
Well,
You're exaggerating.
no, he played 507 first-class matches. So Haris has played only 7.
No, sure, yeah.
So I think he is a little above him.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just saying.
There's time. There you go. Okay.
And Doc, one thing here, what Shoaib was saying, you know, like Dhani.
Yeah.
Dhani is a good talent, okay? So he performed well in T20, PSL, and now he's in a test squad. So he only played, I think, full season, maybe 7 to 8 first-class games.
7-8 matches, and he performed in PSL, and they picked him in test side.
And
There's another guy, batsman. He played only one list day
And one first-class match.
one first class game, and he's been with the test squad
The last 1.5 years.
1.5 year. This is fast track. They're going. I think they're going too fast.
so what Shoaib was saying, you know, you need to play first-class cricket to play test match cricket for a long period of time. Reputation needs to be there.
चलो हम उर्दू पे आ जाए साइड उर्दू दी
डिसाइड कर लो यार क्या
I
करना है
agree. I think with Akib bhai about the progress. Generally, good progress is a slow progress. We cannot fast track everything. At the moment, Haris Rauf has graduated to bowl some overs in the power play. He has been only bowling in the last 10 overs. Today he bowled one in the power play, bowled well also, took a wicket. So let him be a good bowler overall in T20.
Pass school and let him go to college.
And
then
then
he'll do
take it.
PhD later on.
Yeah.
and a postdoctor.
So yeah, I agree with that. And with Asif.
Yeah, I was referring to Asif that all kudos to him that he was being overly criticized. He had played 29 T20 internationals for Pakistan, 7 times not out, averaging 16.50, no half century, highest of 41, a strike rate. He is known as a big hitter, a power hitter, but his strike rate was only 123 in international matches. Like Rashid mentioned, that was entire T20s that he has done really well in PSL.
So the thing
Today,
is,
he came at a very, very, it was a crucial juncture when he had to bat.
the thing is, when we criticize people, we don't think about which number they come at and what situation they are coming in. If you're coming in number 6 or number 7 in a T20 game, you should not be looking at the average of the person. You should be looking at the impact, and you should be looking at the strike rate of what was required in that match, in particular match, and what was his strike rate. So if the required run rate is 8 and the person is playing at 9 or 10 run strike rate and he gets out after a few deliveries, he has done his job. So that's the issue. We choose stats for our own liking, and rather we don't have the context for that. So I think that is what Asif Ali has done, and of course he will have to do a couple of these performances again, but there is place for these players in T20 cricket. You cannot have one-dimensional players, and he has proved that today.
And let's hope that he's available for selection on Friday when Pakistan takes on Afghanistan.
Indeed. I mean, it's a very good point, because if you're batting at 5 even, where he does in PSL 4 or 5, you've got just that little bit more time. And let's face it, all the leagues, all the franchises have a certain quality, and having watched PSL closely, it's got good quality. But this is international cricket against, Tim Southey and people like that who've been around for a long, long time and who know their job. And that thing that Shoaib mentioned earlier, the bouncer came at a good time, took him by surprise, smacked him on the head. That's a sharp wake-up call.
We take a break. We'll be right back with Gabon, and we have to actually involve this side of the cast today.
है ना, क्योंकि पहली दफ़ा नहीं किया इन पिचेस के ऊपर, स्पेशली ये कंडीशन के प्लेयर ज़्यादा हैं, क्योंकि पाकिस्तान में भी बहुत खेले हैं, बाहर भी खेले, इतना अच्छा परफॉर्म नहीं कर पाए जिस तरह से इनको सेलेक्ट करके लेके गया साउथ अफ्रीका। वहाँ हमने T20, जैसे आकिब बात T20 के लिए लेके गए, 3 वनडे पहले खिला दिए, तो 3 वनडे जब ख़राब हुए उसके, तो फिर T20 भी ख़राब जाएंगे। फिर बैशिंग हुई सोशल मीडिया पे और सभी ने की, लेकिन आज उनको कॉन्फिडेंस बहुत आएगा और शुरू के मैचेस में आ गया है। ये कि आगे जो मैच भी हल्के भी हैं कुछ आगे, लेकिन आने वाले जो मैचेस हैं ना, स्पेशली नॉकआउट, उसमें बहुत अहम किरदार होगा इनका।
ओके जी।
जब ये अभी खेलता है ना इधर PSL में, तो इसकी एक चीज़ हमने नोट की है कि नॉर्मली जब ये क्रीज के ऊपर खड़ा रहता है तो ये कोशिश करता है कि सिंगल ले लूँ। जब ये हिट मारता है तो इट हैज़ टू गो इनटू द डीप इनटू द क्रीज। तो अभी जितना इसको थोड़ा लोग देखेंगे और फिर नोट करेंगे, तो जब हमें ये था कि जैसे ये पीछे जाए तो इसका मतलब है कि ये फिर वहाँ से रोकेगा नहीं। तो फिर ये इसको हम आप देखोगे आपने इसको बाहर बॉल कर देनी ऑफ स्टंप के बाहर। ये चीज़ है कि अगर ये आगे जाके कोई इसको देख रहा है आज उसकी जो हिटिंग है थोड़ा नॉलेज बढ़ेगा तो फिर इसको जब ये डीप इन द क्रीज जाता है तो इसने सामने और मिड विकेट मारनी है, इसको आप बाहर बॉल कर दो तो फिर इससे हिट नहीं लगती। तो ये चीज़ें जो बैट्समैन आप इंटरनेशनल लेवल के ऊपर अगर आपने इम्प्रूव होना है वहाँ पे लॉन्गर पीरियड तक अगर आपने सक्सेसफुल होना है तो आपकी ये जो चीज़ें इंडिकेटर्स जो है ना इनको आपको कवर करना पड़ेगा।
Okay, now Rashid thinks that he has been scoring runs, but he's somewhat a batsman for the conditions. Like he does very well in Pakistan, he does great in UAE, and he thinks that this is the right time that he has actually delivered and won the match for Pakistan. He finished it off, and it may well help Pakistan in the knockouts if they are there. So this guy will be the one to look at. But Akif, since he has been with the Lahore Qalandars, so he thinks that he can be picked when he has decided to hit big. So he uses the depth of the crease, and then he used to tell his bowlers to bowl him on the third or fourth stump because that meant that he had cleared his vision for the long on and the deep mid wicket. So he also contemplates that Asim may well have to work now since he'll be worked out performing at this level.
Well, I'm afraid that's what happens to everyone.
Yeah.
Because especially in an age where everything is videoed, everything is recorded, coaches, players all have access to the information, and the word gets around. So if Akib knows this, someone else will know this.
Yeah.
And international coaches will also have a word. But having said that, if he's playing in the right place at the moment, then this is the time for him to make a mark.
Yeah.
If these are the conditions that he likes, this is the time to make it count.
Yeah.
And okay, it was only 18 or so in quick time. Sorry, 27 off 12 balls.
Yeah.
That's quick time. That's good finishing. If they had 160 to make, maybe he could have been more dramatic and finished it off with, 45 from 20.
Yeah.
And that would be a statement. That would be a big day, a good day for him to say, I can do this at the international level. And maybe that opportunity will come later in the tournament.
You just said that batsmen, it happens to all the batsmen that they are at times picked up. So what happened to this guy? He already delivered. He was never picked up by anyone. Tomo, Lilly, everyone.
If you ask Viv, to be honest, there were times that Dennis Lilly, a little bit like when he was talking to Shoaib, there'd be good days, there'd be good days.
You win some, you lose some.
You win some, you lose some.
All right.
And if just go on YouTube, you'll find some big hundreds, and you'll find the odd day where Dennis got the measure.
And to be fair, then you never had the technology you had then, which you have now.
Okay. So it was much easier than to go unscuffed. जी अजहर भाई
जी सर
आसिफ अली
आसिफ अली तो हमेशा उसको बैक किया है। आई थिंक उसमें पोटेंशियल तो बहुत ज़्यादा है। अगर आप देखें आप किसी भी प्लेयर को पिक करते हैं स्पेशली जो हमारी बैटिंग लाइनअप है उस फॉर्मेट में तो आप बॉक्सेस टिक करते हैं कि हाँ जी ये बंदा जो है ना लंबी हिट मार सकता है अगेंस्ट स्पिनर के, हमें पता है कि आसिफ मार सकता है, अगेंस्ट फास्ट बॉलर क्लियर द रोप हाँ जी कर सकता है। तो आप बॉक्सेस टिक करते हैं। जो आकिब भाई ने बात की, हाँ बहुत सारे प्लेयर ऐसे हैं जो क्रीज यूज़ करते हैं, डेप्थ यूज़ करते हैं, लेकिन उसमें यह है कि ये एक तरफ हिट करने की कोशिश करता है। तो उसमें यह है कि आपका अगर सॉलिड बेस हो तो देन अगर वाइड बॉल भी होता है तो आपके पास ऑप्शन होने चाहिए कि अगर मुझे यहाँ बॉलर बाहर करेगा तो मैं उसको स्लैश करूँगा पॉइंट के ऊपर से वो बॉल चला जाए, एंड देन रेस्ट ऑफ द थिंग उसको आप ऊपर से खेल सकते हो। आई थिंक कि वो ये परफॉर्मेंस जो थी आज की 27 रन से 12 बॉलों पे, आई थिंक ये आसिफ के लिए बहुत अच्छी है। पाकिस्तान के लिए तो अच्छी है, लेकिन आसिफ के लिए भी बहुत अच्छी है, उसके कॉन्फिडेंस के लिए बहुत बेहतर होगा और ये आगे जाके टूर्नामेंट में हमें इसका फ़ायदा होगा।
जी उमर
जी बिल्कुल, जो दुबई और अबू धाबी की जो कंडीशन और शारजा की इसको सूट कर रहा है, क्योंकि अगर आप देखें ना तो वहाँ पे ऑफ द पिच जो बॉल का बाउंस है वो इतना नहीं है, लो बाउंसी विकेट है, और जो कि इसके जो सामने की जो हिटिंग रेंज है वो बहुत ज़बरदस्त है। तो मेरे ख्याल से वो इसको सूट कर रहा है। और दूसरी बात जो उसको एक थ्रेड नहीं है कि यार मुझे जो ना बाउंसर करेगा तो बाउंसर पे मैं फास्ट पिचेज़ है तो मैं उसको अच्छा नहीं कर सकता। ऑल्दो उसको अगर होगी तो इसके हाइट पे आएगी जो कि ये इसको मैनेज कर सकता है। लेकिन जो इसको जो सूट कर रहे हैं जो पिचेस लो पिचेस है और इसकी जो सामने की रेंज है बहुत अच्छी है.
So they think that he has the talent and these low and slow pitches actually help him out because he at times get intimidated with the short ones, and he now knows that here in the Emirates he is not going to get the bounces.
Apart from the one that hit him in the head today. Fine.
Well,
Okay.
that came from the slice of the bat, sir.
True, yes, true. But I mean, but again, it's okay. But as I say, make the most of the time. When it's your time, make the most of it.
All right. So you want to add something before I get to Shoaib?
I think the only thing I want to add is another thing that I think Babar and the think tank did well is to promote Imad up the order.
Yes.
So when Asif Ali came, there was only one thing in his mind that he had to increase the run rate. Sometimes when such batters go and you have to build an innings or there are different approaches to the game, they sometimes falter more. So I think that was also a good decision that helped him perform better.
Ji Shoaib, so you want to add something about Asif Ali?
Here comes the big one. With a lot of apologies, guys. With a lot of apologies. I'm resigning from PTV. और जिस तरह मेरे साथ नेशनल टीवी पे बिहेव किया गया, I don't think I should be sitting here right now. So I'm resigning. Thank you very much.
So now we see Asif Ali scoring 27 and 12 balls with 1 4 and 3 sixes.
Asif Ali has given it a...
Well, this is the key moment where the game is slightly in the balance, and where you need someone just to stand up and say, right, I have the strength, the power, the hitting strength to clear the boundary. So if you score 3 sixes in the space of this short number of balls, you're doing a good job. And that actually calms the nerves in the dressing room. It settles everything very nicely. It gives you time to spare at the end of the game and to say, yes, we won that in the end comfortably. The only problem, of course, if you always leave it till the last moment, there'll be days where it doesn't go right. So, as I say, make the most of the days where it does go right. He's a very good striker of the ball. He had a good man the other end who can talk to him about the tactics. You know, Shoaib's been around for what feels like several hundred years, and he knows exactly what goes on in the million one-day games he's played. So you can talk to the guys, you can collaborate, you can just help each other through.
Yeah, and so now quickly coming on to the West Indies South Africa game, because now West Indies, they have lost 2 and they were bowled out for 55, so their net run rate will be a point of concern for them. Today we saw Lyndall Simmons scoring only 16 in 35 deliveries, and Yvonne Lewis was at the other end, and he was like firing at all cylinders.
Well, Evan was what, 56 from 35?
35, yeah. He hit 6 sixes.
I mean, Lyndall Simmons, no one can believe what they saw today, because I mean, you have as a batsman you have sympathy because there's a man who is out of form, and he's obviously struggling, and there are times like that where actually you kind of wish you just get out, but somehow he stayed, eventually got out, and then you thought, okay. And the crime there is when you look down the West Indies batting lineup, and you've got Pura, Gale, Pollard, Russell, Hetmeyer, Bravo still to come, and they're waiting until, I'm trying to remember what over it was. He was out in the 14th over. The 14th over. So these guys are waiting in the pavilion. If you're out of form, just get out. Do yourself and your team a favour. So it sounds very, very harsh, but you want to get these guys in. So when they come in, they know they've got to do something ridiculous. And they play shots which are going to be high risk, and you end up with relatively low scores, and you end up with 143, which is okay, it's a lot better than 55, but it's still, they could have done so much better if they could have got their better players, their form players, actually into the crease.
Yeah, but sir, even in the first match, he looked like he was out of sorts. It looked that he was out of sorts. And they have Andre Fletcher on the bench, or even Roston Chase batting at number 3, or like adding some sanity to this one-dimensional batting order. So how do you see Lyndall Simmons actually hurting West Indies in this game?
Actually, he did big time, because you did hear the press conference after from Captain Pollard, and he did hint on the fact that they had a great start. No one can deny that. But when you have someone who's going pretty well at the end in Lewis, all what you need from Simmons, even though he's out of nick, to try and rotate the strike a little bit more, because you had someone who was going pretty good at the end, and if he could go hard all the time, then Simmons could have just stayed there, try and get his wits about him, And the longer that he would have been there, rotating the strike, when Lewis got out, he could have been able to take over and take command. Just using the power and using up the crease as best as he could. And he's a strong boy. Whenever he hits, stays hit. Look at that. He just stays there and just throw everything at it. The kitchen sink and all. Bang. That was brilliant. It's a brilliant thing from the other end.
Well, you're right. Had Lendl been able just to find a gap every ball and just say, right, Evan, you're the man in form, that partnership would have been just as good, but in a shorter space of time. And then you've got a better start, you've got a better platform, and you get the big hitters, the genuine big hitters.
Just because of Evan Lewis' half century, they were 65 in 9.5 overs.
Yeah,
and they again didn't actually finish where they should have.
Well, partly, as I say, because one guy is still there, and the other guys are in the pavilion. They can't make runs. You cannot make runs sat in the pavilion.
Right. So you want to add something?
I just want to add what Sir David said, that 35 balls he scored 16 runs. Hetmeyer, Bravo and Russell got 11 balls to face. Three of their best players. So I mean that doesn't justify in any way, and it's sad that West Indies had to lose 2 in 2. They are the defending champions, but it's going to be an uphill task from here to get anywhere close to those semi-finals.
All right, जी आगे भाई, अगर आप कोच होते तो क्या करना था लिटिल सिमंस के साथ आपने? When he returned to the pavilion, the dugout.
I think there has to be a method which works every stage. You have to have something to deliver. ये नहीं हो सकता कि आपने पहला मैच खेला तो नंबर 1 से लेके 11 तक किसी ने नहीं सोचा कि कोई सिंगल ले ले, कोई पूरी ओवर खेल ले. उसका रिएक्शन ये आया कि जो सिमंस ने किया है, ब्लॉक 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 ब्लॉक. अब इसके अलावा भी तो गेम हो सकती है ना, ब्लॉक या फ्लॉग. तो जब तक आप इंटरनेशनल लेवल के ऊपर अगर आप खेलते हैं एज ओपनर, तो आपको सिंगल्स भी आनी चाहिए, रोटेशन ऑफ स्ट्राइक भी आनी चाहिए. आपको देखना है कि सिचुएशन क्या है. इस सिचुएशन में तो उनको खेलना वही चाहिए था, देयर नेचुरल प्लेयर जो है, बिकॉज अगर मार्जिन से जीतेंगे तो ही उनका चांस था. अगर ये थोड़ा सा क्लोज मैच अगर 5-10 रन से या 1-2 विकेट से जीते तो इनको तो फिर कोई चांस नहीं था आगे बनना. तो उनको पॉजिटिव क्रिकेट खेलते जो भी रिजल्ट आता, लेकिन मेरी उनकी जो बैटिंग से ज्यादा मुझे उनकी बॉलिंग से प्रॉब्लम है. देयर इज नो वन हु कैन टेक wickets.
So he thinks that Lionel Simmons probably reacted to what happened to West Indies in the previous match, that they from number 1 till number 11 they were all trying to hit it out, and this time it was at the other extreme that he was blocking everything.
Can I suggest that even if he was thinking that, which I doubt very much, something in between, something in the middle, might have been better.
जी राशिद भाई, Lionel Simmons, Evan Lewis, and then of course
लुइस से अगर देखा जाए तो उसने तकरीबन 9 बॉल पे 48 रन किए, 9 बॉल पे
48 in 9 balls.
टोटल कितने किए?
56, 35 balls.
तो शुरू में जब मार्करम ने बॉलिंग की तो पूरा तो लुइस ले गया उसको. 2 ओवर्स में 4 रन दिए हुए थे उसने. तो इन दोनों ने बहुत ही ख़राब बैटिंग की है, हो नहीं पाई शायद. दोनों ने बहुत ही 4-5 ओवर में इनके बहुत कम रन थे, आखिरी 2 ओवर में इन्होंने बनाए. तो स्टार्ट वेस्ट इंडीज़ का इतना अच्छा नहीं था, वो आखिर तक वो रिफ्लेक्ट करता रहा पूरे स्कोर कार्ड में. और जो बॉलिंग थी इनकी डिफेंड नहीं की, 200 भी डिफेंड नहीं कर पाएगी ये तो.
So 48 up kare
9 balls, 6 and 3
he has a very good point. He says that even Evan Lewis, he scored 48 runs in 9 deliveries. This means that it was only like 8 runs in like 27 deliveries. 27 deliveries. Now this is something which he is.
That's why I love man. You go deep.
Deep.
They were stuck from both ends when Adrian Markram was bowling. He only conceded 4 runs in the 2 overs.
figures.
Yeah.
Very good, very good.
Yeah.
आई थिंक ये दोनों जो है ना वो उनको पेस चाहिए होती है और उन्होंने मार्करम से स्टार्ट किया, थोड़ा सा बॉल स्पिन भी हुआ, रोटेशन ऑफ द स्ट्राइक जो थी ना वो नहीं थी उसमें, वो उसका जो फ़र्क पड़ा है. यस यू कैन हिट बाउंड्रीज बट यू हैव टू रोटेट द स्ट्राइक, वो बड़ा ज़रूरी है T20 फॉर्मेट में. लाइक लिनल सिमल वाज स्ट्रगलिंग, वही जो बात सर ने की कि नीड टू गिव अ सिंगल टू लुइस एंड देन ही विल ट्राई टू हिट बाउंड्रीज. एंड इफ़ यू सी द पैटर्न कि वही जो राशिद भाई ने बात की कि 160 का स्ट्राइक रेट है लेकिन आपने बॉल कितने के ज़्यादा कंज्यूम किए हैं. एंड रेस्ट ऑफ द गाइज यू नो लाइक पूरन एंड रसल एंड पोलार्ड, दे फेस लेस बॉल्स. So if you consume around 50, like for example 70 ball between these two guys, then it's very difficult to the rest of the guys, you know, come and get score on 50 balls.
All right. जी भाई.
जी डॉक्टर साहब, मुझे तो जो सबसे ज़्यादा बुरी कर रहे हैं इनकी कम्बिनेशन ही नहीं बन रही, क्योंकि उनके जो कम्बिनेशन अब 2 मैचेस निकल गए, एक मैच में जो ना एक बैटिंग लाइनअप खिलाया, दूसरे में दूसरा खिलाया. आई थिंक अब इनके जो कम्बिनेशन जब बनेगा तो वर्ल्ड कप ख़त्म हो गया होगा. आई थिंक सबसे बड़ा मसला इनको जो कम्बिनेशन का है कि क्या बैटिंग लाइनअप हमारी क्या होनी चाहिए. फिर बॉलिंग में इनके पास कोई ऐसा बॉलर नहीं था कि वो विकेट ले सके, कोई स्ट्राइक बॉलर इनके पास नहीं था. तो वही जिस तरह आकिब भाई ने कहा कि अगर ये जितने भी स्कोर करते हैं तो वो उसको डिफाइंड नहीं कर सकते. इवन दो 143 उन्होंने किए 18 पॉइंट समथिंग ओवर में. लाइक अगर इनके पास कोई और अच्छा स्ट्राइक बॉलर होता तो मे बी कि ये रिजल्ट चेंज हो सकता था.
Okay. Well, Azhar actually made a point that both Lionel Simmons and Evan Lewis, they need pace. Since there was no pace and they just can't rotate the strike, so it became very difficult for them. Once the South Africans, they started with Aiden Makram, obviously who was slower than what they needed.
When you bat like Lewis the way he did, who needs singles?
All right.
That's fine. But he's not the problem.
Yeah, he's not the problem. It's at the other end, because he did his job. He did his job big time. It was just Lionel Simmons, who I think was the thorn, not a thorn in the bowling attack.
So Aiden Markram can bowl at one end. Who bowled at the other end?
It was Rabada.
Kahisa Rabada. Who bowled after him? Henrik
Nokia.
Nokia. Are they quick?
They're very quick.
Thank you.
Okay. So now, before we leave, gentlemen, and one lady, that Dwayne Pretorius, who was supposedly like he was unlikely to play in this match, picked up 3 wickets for 17 runs and was the most successful bowler for South Africa. But now, if you get onto the South African batting, everybody scored, but it was Aiden Makram who actually was ballistic, 51 in 26 deliveries.
He looks in touch.
Yeah,
and
he scored 40 in the first game, and now on a very difficult pitch where like South Africa was struggling, and today he was in he showed a different mood altogether.
Well, I mean, if you look at them, it took only 4 batsmen. I mean, Bavuma ran himself out.
Yeah.
Hendricks promoted to open because of the absence of Quinton de Kock. Got his 39. Van der Dussen, who was in form before the. We only got 2 the other day, but he was in form before that. So I mean, that's actually a pretty healthy top 4. I mean, if captain runs himself out, so be it.
Okay.
That's, it's not a plan. It's not part of the plan as such. But you've got 3 guys there who've actually done the job. And you say Markram quite right. He is in very good touch at the moment. So whatever they do in the rest of this competition, they will play around him and hope he keeps that form.
And not only his form, but the way he changed gears.
Oh, yeah, it's very impressive. Very impressive.
One of the things that you must give credit to the South Africans for, what they would have been through. With, and that's a huge batter to miss. Quinton de Kock. For them to have come in and all that they would have been through with the kneeling and all that sort of stuff, for them to have accomplished a victory, that I think you got to give them credit for getting their minds together and not allowing all those little stuff in the back room to worry them. They did marvelously well.
Big man, one thing, can I ask? The other day, Ambrose made a statement.
Yeah.
He made a statement.
So, if I ask you,
you're
a captain, or you're in your team, would you play any of these bowlers off?
Can I have a look? I need my glasses here,
I can read it for you.
Let me see.
Can I ask this? Do you drive a car at home?
Yes.
With glasses or not? Because this is worrying.
Without glasses. No, you look here. I see you have some like
Akeem Hussain,
Russell, Bravo, Pollard.
Andre Russell.
is Hayden Walsh, Dwayne Bravo, Kieran Pollard.
the individual that I think in that party that stands
a bowler, as a bowler.
that stands a chance of getting wickets on a regular basis if they're consistent enough would have been Walsh.
That's
Okay,
it.
Hayden Walsh. Yeah.
Hayden Walsh Jr.
So this is what.
The rest looks to me like they are containers.
Yeah.
But there wasn't much to contain today.
People think and see the West Indian bowling.
Yeah. So there's something wrong, he thinks that.
Yeah,
Must
it's
be something wrong with the selection.
this is the little bits and pieces bowlers
Yeah.
here, you can say.
You need like
The real genuine
at
guy
least
is a guy
3 to
who-
4,
yeah.
even 5
Quality bowler.
quality bowlers.
Regular bowler.
Yeah, regular bowler.
And there wasn't any. We're supposed to be coming from Paceland.
Paceland, yeah.
I ain't seen much of that here.
Yeah.
125, 120.
G. Rashid Bhai, to wind it up. Wind it up. Nothing?
नहीं
Up? You want to say something?
नहीं
about-
नहीं हो गया सब पूरा हो गया
Janab.
ज़्यादा हो गया
Is this? Okay, Ji. So now this is time to wind up, and जैसे हमने देखा कि Pakistan, they are sitting healthy, or they have won both their matches against India or New Zealand. So at the end of the day, West Indies, they have struggled. Let's see. Loads is left.
Let me. I know that West Indies are down, man, but I haven't given up hope.
That's the
I
best.
have not given up hope because I still maintain they are still the defending champions. Until they do the nasty things and they are out of there, they still have a chance.
Sir, will you wind up on my behalf now? Will you like to say something?
Gentlemen, thank you very much, and Sana, lady, thank you very much indeed for a very, very interesting discussion. We've seen things tonight which I've not seen before in the TV studio. Our team is down by 1, it seems, but we still have a very fine team left. So I am looking forward to the rest of the competition. Congratulations, Pakistan, yet again, for another very, very good win. Long time to go. We'll be back at Game on Hay.
Game on!